Hey guys, Tales of Turam here. Uh, we've switched the day, hopefully permanently, to Saturday for whenever we do our games. This is to help Raul's schedule, so hopefully they'll be able to join us a bit more frequently if they don't get caught up in other things. Um, this is going to be the first technical session, though most of the other players seem to be busy today for some reason. So they may hop in every so often, or they may not. It's up to them, really, what's going on with their schedules. I'm here today with Raul and Zeus, if you guys would like to say hi.
Skip it all, boop.
Hi.
All right. And they are playing. Raul, you're playing who again? Oh, you're playing.
Why none of
I'm
Hmm?
stupid.
Wait, did he say Among Us?
Hold on. Oh, frick! I don't have it. I used to have the Among Us thing.
I was about to make fun of you, and I forgot we're not supposed to swear within the first minute.
Yeah. So Raul, go ahead and explain your character, I guess again.
well, in the irony of the question, I am in fact playing Raul, nowhere to be. He's a tall, robed figure. His face is obscured. He's very wizardly and mystical,
And
and he's
he's
been invisible for several days on end now, I believe.
yeah trying to figure out how to get the party out of their situation. Your character, I haven't sent you any information. Actually, I'll send you that information right now, Zeus, if you'd like to give your character info, who they are, who you are, and
Uh,
who you're playing.
um, I am Leos, priest of the sun. I'm a big elephant man. I've lived a long time, and I want to help people.
I'll just,
Whoa.
Domino. Do you want me to just tell you out of character? I mean, out of character, like to your face here, because I don't really want to write it down right now.
Sure.
All
Also,
right.
what happened to the gnome?
He blew up.
That's very gnomish of him.
He.
Yeah, no, I tried to open a puzzle box, and the puzzle box I critically failed, and the puzzle box fucking killed me.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I
Uh,
think has it been a minute? I'm sorry.
yes, it has, I
Okay.
believe. So let me check.
Poof.
Yes, it's been 2 minutes. But yeah. So Raul, your character's been investigating this pirate group that managed to capture your team. Um, you've been jaunting through the two teams, the two separated groups of Thog and Sedekar, and the other group, Midi and whoever else exists. I can't remember. Tentusi. Um, you were trying to figure out which is the best way for your group to escape, what you could do. Sedekar and Thog are currently, um, are definitely trying to escape somehow. You're like, okay, let's put a pin in that for a second. I'll get back to that. Um, the pirates brought you to an island called Blackwater. What I should say used to be an archipelago like island. Well, an island, a large continent like island, a small continent. And about 1,000 or more than 1,000 years ago, it's unknown how it happened, but there was this disaster that caused the island to split into these large, almost archipelago plateaus that exist as their own islands. There's about like quite a few of them. I can't even remember how many in total. But there's a very center one, and your group was brought along with the pirates to an outer wall among one of these outer islands that acts as a large city. That is made of stone and whatnot that goes up about a mile, and the city is on top and goes down into the wall as well. The group of pirates is mostly drow, and they keep talking about this ritual, but no more details. Um, I will ask this: has your character dared to try and spy on the captain of these pirates, or no, the 14-foot tall Drider woman,
Um,
who I will mention to you once again after jumping on her ship mentioned three new people when only two of your people, including you, were visible. So she definitely felt that you were on her ship when you guys made land on it.
I will not investigate her privately, but in any situation in which she is in the presence of another person, that is when I will take the opportunity.
Okay. Just roll me a general investigation check for Raul because you haven't been here for a while. I want to see how much more information you've got.
Oh boy. Everyone is still level 4, correct?
I think so. Right, Zeus? Are you level 4 or did I level you up to 5?
I am level 4 currently.
Okay.
Alright. Epic. Investigation.
This should be good.
Forgot I managed.
This should be good for Raul, right? Because he's a wizard.
Jesus fucking Christ. He's not. Well, he's. Yeah. Int is his main stat. Anyways, first roll back. That is a natural 20.
Fuck.
26 total.
Okay, yeah, that. Shit, good job, man. Anyway,
Great.
so.
Compliment the dice, not him.
Yeah, I would
Round
figure.
entrance, damn.
Your character literally got to a town and was invisible, so he's like, might as well just get a little bit of information. Your character, I believe it was called Blackwood or Black Harbor, one of those two. Let me go and look in Soups because I gave him a bunch of lore information because he was playing a character that would have it at one point.
See, world building is archived in what the players know and not what the DM knows. This is a big brain move.
And I always pin the comments too, so it's like, yes.
You just have this web of reference documents.
Hey, why do you think I'm using a Drider?
There are some moments in which I wish I widget. I'm not gonna finish that comment for sake of my inability to speak.
All right, so I think I got it here. Let's see. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah. So here's the information. Bar the thing about people missing and you going to find them, because I'll go ahead and remedy this really quickly. Let's see. No. Okay. Sorry, this is going to be a bit of information that I have to tweak here.
Oh, no worries. I just realized when I leveled up Raul to 4, I didn't choose my infusions because I haven't actually been in a session.
Sure.
Since I've been level 4.
Yep.
So I welcome the opportunity.
Yeah, no problem. I got you, friend. So let me just get rid of this. I'll send you the first bit. Let's see. I think, right? Yeah. Here is the first bit of information that you could have. It's a paragraph, so.
Right. Let's go. Lay wrist Blackwing. 14 feet tall. Pop off.
Yep.
Deadeye Rochelle. Not Rachel, Rochelle.
Rochelle, exactly.
Yellow skin. Captain Gangrene.
Exactly. They also called him Captain Scurvy as well. Because they never brought... Their group was known for having scurvy.
Get them some fucking lemons. God.
Is a... Because he got a natural 20, I'll give you a little bit more information than he has.
Alright. Yippee. I welcome that as well.
sorry everybody watching. I'm just trying to get some information to him. But yeah.
It's a treat.
Anyways, there's all the information you have.
Oh boy, that has more than doubled in size.
Yeah. Most of that was the original paragraph that I was going to send you anyways. But yeah. So, as you're reading that and going ahead and picking your stuff, let's get started on a little bit of the setting. So, the group that we have here, a few other people included, have found their way to the Mithril Sea in search of the gnomish land of Agaburst for their own reasons or reasons provided by the players themselves. The group had chartered a ship by one Captain Blackwater and had made their way eastward into the Mithril Sea from the port city of Auradon. After having left, about a day had passed before they were assaulted by pirates after a meteor fell by them the night before. The pirates apparently teleported completely next to them and began their ambush. After taking care of most of the pirates that boarded their ship, a large 14-foot Drider woman of pale white snow skin hopped onto their ship and wielding this large 10-foot rapier of just heavy metal, almost like a greatsword itself, systematically worked them down one by one. Though they did quite a bit of damage to her in the fight, but not enough to really matter, as Tentussi had opted not to fight the pirate crew. They were eventually captured and given a choice to prove themselves and join the crew eventually, become their slaves, or be killed. The party opted for being imprisoned and maybe being allowed to leave later on. And after a session of the group mingling with the pirate crew and MIDI exploding, the group said hello to new members. A Luxodon and a slave who had disappeared at random. The group was then brought to the... I can't remember the name of the town that you guys are in for the life of me, so I'm just going to call it something or other. So, they arrived in something or other town, and the city is a mile above. The ships that had approached this large wall suddenly saw these large chains roll down the side of this large dam-like wall of stone, affixing it to their ships. The ships started to be pulled up out of the sea. A few failed checks almost made the ships explode, but they managed to safely get to the top and pinnacle of whatever so town. And after docking, were given permission to go explore the town and be ready for when Mario comes, because that's when they start to head towards Blackwood. The party then went to a church of the deity of matrimony and light, good, and fire, Soon, which this temple seemed to be ramshackled together in the last few years or so by the Luxodon, who was a member of Soon's clergy. The group began to talk as Clara appeared. Tentussi, Clara, and the Luxodon began to make talk. And then something weird happened. The wall started to bleed shadow, which started to speak into the minds of the group, asking them to become one and strip their flesh, leave their mortal coils, and making strange noises. The shadow began to attack the party. And as, not a single shadow, everything went dark around them, almost like they were stuck in a dark room and everything was attacking them. And this strange creature was summoned, invisible, unseen. But the party managed to survive for a few rounds, and the shadow eventually was convinced to leave by none other than Clara. The party was shown scenes of strange eldritch nature before they were awoken. The sounds of the bell in the church tower above them ringing. As they ran up the stairs, they pushed out to a pouring, raining, storming, thundering scene of night, as the drow that are stationed here at the outside of town to warn of incoming threats with the bell itself, one of which unconscious and nearly mummified, the other very injured. Ringing the bell, the group looked out towards the stormy sea, where they could see in the distance just the outlined shadow of a dark spire reaching up into the clouds, and this large, dark, mist-like form slowly pulling its claws away from the tower itself and the town they reside in, and it seemed to be heading towards the spire. And that is where we left off. Yeah. So, give me a second. I need to take this shirt off because it's hot as hell in my room. But yeah, that is the current stuff of what's happened. Any questions or anything you guys want to say before we start? Hello?
No.
Okay. So, as most of the group sees this happening, I'm going to, let's play this song, because it might... I'm going to start playing some songs, so give me 1 second. I need to set up Viber again. Pause. Copy. /play. And then copy and play. I gotta say, the Treasure Planet soundtrack is just fucking ballin'. Have you guys ever watched Treasure Planet?
Very long time ago, but yes.
It's fucking ballin', man. Alright, so, as darkness preludes, and the dark spire can be just barely seen from the distance, the darkened clouds that reside, this miasma, over the small town, let's just call it Walltop for now. Raul, after having warned Clara and asking her to find more information on this Blackwood city that you guys are keen to be traveling to soon, you stepped out to watch as darkness, a miasma of clouds, began to envelop the town. And the town, mind you, is not really lit up too much. It has a few dimly lit posts, but most of the people here are drow Duragar, or dark-visioned creatures. And as you step out, everything is going darker and darker, almost magically. And you look around, and you see the mist is rolling. You watch as one of the drow that's near you is just looking down. He's like, what the hell? And he starts to cough as the shadow hits his face. And he, like, pushes out of the way, and he just continues to cough before he coughs and falls to the ground. And you watch his entire face suddenly go completely dehydrated as he begins to mummify and just falls to the ground dead.
Well, that ain't good.
Raul, the mist is starting to swirl towards you. You start to hear screams from the town. You hear the sounds of gunpowder being lit.
And one final question.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the ship with my friends on it again?
Your friends are currently not on the ship. Your friends are currently at a church just outside of town. It'd probably take you 5 minutes to run there.
And Clara and the other one. Hold on. It was Clara and whom?
Leos.
Leah. Okay. Wait, yeah. You two were there. They're all okay. You're all together. That's
And you're not there.
cool. All right. I'm gonna fucking head that way then. It's easy.
So, as you begin to run, you're trying to find out where to go in this darkness, and you just see, at the edge of your vision, a bright light begins to shine through the darkness, in the shape of a temple or a church just outside of town. As you begin to head that direction, I would like you to make me just a general acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Oh boy. This will not end well. I mean, my dex isn't bad. Okay. Natural 1. Total of 3.
God damn, man. What the fuck? So,
Big on the polarity today.
I know. As you begin to run, you eventually trip onto the ground. Your cloak tears a little bit. As you try to push yourself up, you see the darkened miasma suddenly creates a hand that reaches out and grabs onto you as you begin to suffer 5 points of necrotic damage. As you feel your life energy being forced out of your body, you just take a small amount of mana and just hit the hand with it, and you watch as the hand grows not healthier, but it grows in size, and you get the feeling this is not absorbing specifically your life force, but the mana inside of your body, draining you of that power. You get the feeling too much of this, and you will start to lose spell slots out of character.
Okay, well, we're gonna do a neat little trick called hurrying the fuck up. As I do so, I'm going to cast guidance on myself.
Go ahead.
Well,
Same roll, but with guidance.
yippee. Where are you, little bastard?
I was wondering
There
why you guys were so quiet, but I realized my headphone was turned down. So I was like, oh shit. I was like, why are they peeking on my recording, but I can't hear them?
My god. That is a 16 this time around.
This time around, you managed to make your way through town as you hear the screams start to die off as the blackened miasma begins to lift a little bit out of your presence, and you watch as it begins to float through the air, creating this strange visage. While you've been running, you've been guarding your mind and your body a bit more with without mana, trying to circulate it slower through your body so you're less of a target, because you get the feeling it targets mana. And as you've been hearing whispers, join us! And you hear just random whispers, just speaking, multiple voices. As you see the miasma suddenly begin to lift off the town itself and travel eastwards towards a dark spire in your vision. As the fogs of Blackwater once again roll in, the normal fogs, obscuring your view of the tower. From the top of you're still heading towards them, correct?
Yep.
Okay, as you continue,
Temple is my objective.
as you continue to head that way, you can see at the top of the temple a Luxodon and Clara both looking out. As you begin to head that way, switch to the other group. You watch as the darkness fades, and the spire of darkness is enshrouded by clouds and fog out of your vision. At this point, Clara goes, "What the fuck?"
Great input, Clara.
I wish they were here so they could give us some input.
Well, in my head, my only option is to press forward and I guess go towards that spire, figure out what's going on.
It's miles away. And you are on a small island. You would realize that this island, this island is cut into channels. Blackwater itself is an archipelago of a large continent-like island that sat above seawater. And you don't know when or how, but Blackwater eventually became this state where there's large channels that come out from the inside and create this water flow that separates the archipelago-like islands now that exist.
So I need a way of getting there.
Mm-hmm. And you do know one way. Layrist is saying she's taking you to the center of Blackwood in the morning. Which, just looking in that direction, that spire does remind you of many things the individuals around these parts talking about on the center island, called a spire of some sort, the central spire. You're not sure much more about it. You just know that it exists.
Mm.
And that's
Well,
probably what they speak of.
I'll have to find her then.
Well, you can go find whoever you're finding. I need to rest. My head hurts. And you can see a heavy nosebleed has come out of Clark because she did take a little bit of psychic damage last time, I assume. I can't remember properly. And she goes, I'm gonna go to sleep. You have a good one, Mr. Trunk. And she just yanks on your trunk like a handshake and starts to climb down the tower.
All right.
At this vantage point, you're about to head down the tower when you see a mysterious robed figure, ill-lit by moonlight, with clouds shrouding them and following them almost, as lightning strikes behind them, giving them a bit of light. It illuminates them for but a second. A strange, mysterious figure begins to approach the front of your chapel, and you're on top of the tower.
As fast as my elephant bones can take me, I'm going to clamber down the tower.
Because out of character, Raul, you haven't spoken to the Luxodon, but you know of them. Okay. Alright, you begin to clamber down. As you hear a knocking on your door.
Okay. Third time's the... No. Yeah, third. Third time's the charm. Open the door.
Alright, the door opens and the
you?
rain that's pouring down hits this wizard's face. Raul, if you would like to describe your character again, because it's been a while.
Alright. Standing before you is, well, nothing more than a man. His height is not particularly impressive, and ultimately none of his fingers. Yes, he has no finger. None of his facial features are particularly distinguishable. He wears a soft, faded lavender robe with a scarf that runs well past his ankles, almost seeming as though it might drag on the floor behind him, but being carried by a gust of wind that seems sourced from nowhere. Of course, in the present context, they're just flapping about wildly as he is trying to push past you into the building.
Gmod Ragdoll sound.
Alright, I'm gonna...
It hits the Luxodon, he goes flying 50 feet.
Alright, I'm not gonna, like, I'm gonna let him in, but I'm gonna keep talking to him. Hold on, where? Hello?
Hold on, Raul, did you make this character based off of Shadow Wizard Money Gang?
No, Shadow Wizard Money Gang happened to him.
Okay.
I want to make a Shadow Wizard Money game. I posted my idea in, general, or speak.
Fuck you.
I mean, like, he's basically Shadow Wizard Money Gang. He falls, like, right fucking into the niche, but
Except he doesn't
that
have
was
any
not the
fingers.
intention. Like, yeah, don't worry, he has some spares.
Don't worry, we just need to find a kid named Finger.
God.
Meta memes here. Anyways, sorry, continue.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try to talk to this fellow, but also I'm gonna let him in. I'm not gonna stop him from walking in. Hold it. Who are you?
He, like, takes a moment as you presumably close the door.
Yeah.
He begins to act as though dusting himself off, despite the soaked nature of his clothing. So he kind of steps out of his very hunched-over stance, and taking a moment to dignify himself. He looks over to you, the pale shadows of his hood still obscuring his face, even in the brightness of a chapel of light. I am Raul, the knower-to-be.
Odd name. That title.
It is another name in of itself.
Ah. Understandable. Well, then the second question. Why have you come to my chapel today?
I have come here because a great number of my associates remain here, likely sheltering from the darkness outside.
Hmm. I look over to the pews. Do I see Clara still?
She has gone to sleep. Actually, no, she is snoring on one of the pews.
Okay.
Sorry, hold up. I got something for this. You just hear. That's the wrong one. Sorry, you just hear. My bad. You just.
Zeus!
You just hear from the small kobold with big tits.
Hmm. Well, so far the only person come for shelter is that thing. Right.
Yes, the reprehensible little rat is an associate of mine. I had come to believe that the rest were here as well, but if that's it, then so be it.
Well, I'm sorry. Who are you associated with?
If that's the only one you know, then I don't believe sharing the rest of their names will be very helpful.
I remind you, Tetusi is in the bedrooms too, out of character. But she's not out here.
Oh, I did forget to mention. There's also the I don't want to be rude.
Person who was talking about the cosmos.
The Cosmos person? They're very bad at like conversing.
Do they communicate out loud or through more occult means?
They would just,
Sacrilegiously, yes.
yeah, they would have talked to your mind, yeah.
I have the misfortune of knowing them as well.
What? So far the characters I've met today make me want to not trust you.
That is wise. I'm not a trustworthy fellow.
Especially who you associate with. Well, anyways, we have no time to waste. If you wish to stay, you can, but I need to go check out the dark spire off in the distance.
That is just the thing. I intend to leave, hopefully with them in tow.
Oh.
I'd be more than happy to relieve you and your people of their particular burden. Though I must advise, this ritual involving the Dark Obelisk is a thing of great risk. I understand you pride yourself as a man of self-sacrifice and nobility, but you will bring nothing but your own death going there alone.
What you say may have some truth. I will tag along with you. Or let. He stops and like thinks for a moment. He's lost the wording. He's deep in thought.
As you are deep in thought and you notice this, whispers begin to reach your ear, by the way, Domino. If you want to, I'm going to send you a second one that you've just received as well, but you also have a whisper in your mind from being a knower, by the way, to be.
Epic. I seem to have failed to process what you were saying to me. Did you tag along?
Sorry. Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. I'll come with. And I will not go on my own. My death won't help anyone.
I have to admit the last thing I was expecting from you was to heed my advice.
I'm not a moron. I listen to the fellow man.
Many of your stature typically neglect my words. Some have threatened to kill me for it.
I've only killed if I have to.
They said but the same to me.
Well, maybe soon we'll be more forgiving towards you. Let's move.
We're moving. I was unaware you had a plan.
If we can, I know a woman. She can get us a ride or transportation to the spire, at least near.
You intend to take me and mine to the spire, which I have just clearly stated I intend to avoid entirely.
Well, is that what you intended? I assumed you were volunteering to come with me. To like a buddy system.
No.
I can't die if there's also you.
The whole of my intent revolves around a place to which I have been traveling for some time now. At every turn, every attempt at reaching it has been met with catastrophic failure. I have no intention of remaining here and dealing with these petty issues. There are more dramatic things at stake.
Well, how do you intend of getting out of here? And also leaving innocent people behind?
If these innocent people are wise, they will leave themselves. If they find themselves unable, I'm sure they have a fine god to whom to pray.
Many of them don't follow soon like they should.
There's a second whisper, by the way.
Shit. It puts a burden on my heart. I'd rather not leave these people. I will. Whatever your plan is, as we're leaving, I'll try to convince as many as possible to leave with us.
I will remind you, Lexodon, you are held
Yes?
captive here by the pirates.
That is something. And I'm also kind of biting at the bait here of just like, I really want to get off this fucking island.
I've been trying for so long, man. They're just not taking it. I'm leaving. Evangelism is fucking shitty work.
Like I love showing the way of soon to these people, but I can tell 95% of them hate my guts.
Yeah, a few of them have converted, remember?
Right? Yeah. That's why I said 95. The other 5% are great. I love those guys. Me and Big Jim, he's great. But
I will say, at this point, Raul, as you've been looking around this chapel, which has many pews, a small, straight kind of rectangular vibe to it, and it goes back and it expands out maybe 120 feet away from you into this small alcove with 3 small alcoves even past it. You see a central dais, which used to hold a statue but no longer does. You see small fountains on the side that pour out into these small basins on the wall with many different bits of vegetation that are now filled because the water does not pour out anymore, besides a few of them. You see there are these arches that come every 30 feet that go up and completely arch the ceiling above you. The area has many chandeliers and small not candelabras, but what are they called? The big stick candles, like the ones that you would see in churches with like the 3 base bottom and it goes like 3 feet tall or something. I can't remember what those are called.
Candle stand?
Candle stand, there you go, yeah. You see a few of those standing around. This whole place, compared to... Sorry, I just burped while talking. Compared to the rest of the town, is very bright, to the point where you're almost blinded being in here.
My god. Yeah, fucking hell. Raul has been doing a lot of work trying to angle his hood so his face isn't exposed.
And as you have been doing that, you have noticed small bits of the wallpaper which have been placed on here. Bits of it have been torn off, and you can see different religious iconography for this temple than what is currently shown. Roll me a religion check.
Oh boy. Let's see here. That is a 22.
nice.
Alright, looking at the walls, you see religious iconography, a bit of wallpaper falls off, revealing a night sky almost. You look towards one of the pews, and you can see this spiderweb design that's been kind of carved into the back of the pew. This temple definitely wasn't a temple to Soon until recently. And you get the feeling the Dark Elves don't worship Soon much, but I'll say immediately recognize the walls are a direct nod to not Shale Shit. What the fuck is? How do I pronounce her name? Give me a second to look in deities and shit because I need to see how I spelt it. Let's see here. No, not the main. Slashay, Mother of Nights. More information on her. She's a deity that is literally just the Mother of Night. Her people are kind of shunned in most places because they usually, the more fanatic ones become assassins that kill evil creatures, but they're still assassins, so people see them as assassins rather than people aligned with good. And most places she is not worshipped very well. Mind you, the other iconography in this place seems to have a similar look to it, but spiderweb-like designs, and you immediately pick up. You're not sure what the name of the religion is because you're not. Actually, do you speak Undercommon?
Hold on, wait.
This is just more so your character would have the knowledge of Undercommon stuff than anything. It's not if you speak it or not. It's just I need to know if you would have spoken it in the past.
All right. I do not technically have the language now.
Okay, so
sadly.
Though you do see some bits where you probably would have, because I assume you have tongues, right? Or no?
I can read all written language, Eyes of the Runekeeper.
Okay, yeah. So, as you're looking around, you do see mention of like different iconography and whatnot. You immediately recognize the iconography as the twin arachnids. You know one of the twins' names. In the faith is Loth, the Spider Queen, but you don't know the second. It's most of the history has kind of wiped out the second one's name, just due to reasons, because it's considered an evil kind of god. Well, the spider duo here is called the Evil Gods, but it's unknown really who that is. It's an ancient worship for the drow and those that worship spiders. It's unknown who he is or who she is, what they are, but it is an ancient religion that has very few followers, if more cults, at this point in time. It's believed that after the First Era, the War of the First Era, which information would be coming back out about that. History books have been written about it for billions of years. That the religion was kind of wiped out. But you see mentions of that, and you see it's interweaved with Slashays, and you get the feeling this was not a joint operation, but a hoist of both religions in this place, of worship of both religions.
Well, you see, the clear implication to draw from that is that perhaps Slashay might be either related to or just outright the other twin. But that would conflict with my personal theory, which is absolutely correct in all regards, which is that the other twin must be logically Robert, for he too is a spider. This is the only evidence I have to support my claim.
Maybe. I'll have to think on that. Anyways, you see all this indication. Raul.
Yes?
You cough for a second as a bit of that darkness had been seeped into your body, and as you cough, Luxodon, you notice it as well. You watch as Raul suddenly bends over for a second as darkness pours out of his mouth. Raul, roll me just a general wisdom save.
I don't like where that's going, but okay. 17.
You begin to cough, and the more you cough this darkness out of your lungs, visions flash through your mind. You hold on to a few of them. You hold on to 3 scenes. 1. an ancient, like an old continent, very wide spanning, a large navy of drow and other humanoids. A large, beautiful, pristine spire that shines. This is still the first vision, that shines at night. Almost like it's made of mithril or a beacon. You see individuals walking in and away from it to the very big city that exists. You see a few Driders, you see a few humans, other races, drow. Shifts to the next scene. A battle between a figure of just complete blackened color, void of any details, and several individuals, drow, humanoid, and a Drider, and a seal that was created deep underground upon a strange bismuth crystal orb that darkens in color just a little bit. And your third vision, a solstice. And suddenly, a shifting energy above that pristine tower before an explosion of darkness imbued with magic. Similar to the one you've seen before. And a crack appears in that crystal orb and starts to spider out. And that's all the visions you can remember.
As he finishes his coughing fit, he's going to fucking pound his fist on the floor, stand back up. As he does so, he has to kind of catch himself from stumbling back over.
I cantrip. I cast Spare the Dying.
Oh my God.
Just in case.
He very suddenly, like, cocks his head at you. He
I hope you did not purposely bring darkness into my chapel.
This is wrong. This is terribly wrong. This is not how it was supposed to be fated. There is an issue here on this island. Your leading here was likely the work of your god. Loath as I am to utter those words. There is something here. This place. That tower. Upon the solstice, the fated solstice. The one upon which my very work prides itself. Something will occur.
What I'm hearing is, very seriously, you've had a change of heart and want to go take care of the spire with me.
Well, you see, that's just the trouble. I am left at an impasse. Two roads bereave themselves to me, the one which you have presented. And if I were to complete my work within just enough time, hopefully as scheduled, I could prevent this entirely.
I will mention this, Raul. When your group had been brought to the ship by the captain, she had mentioned that if you prove yourself and still wish to leave the crew, she could get you to Agaburst probably faster than a ship would. Whatever that may mean.
The pirate queen, the Drider.
Yes.
If I could just strike a bargain, I could get there well beyond what I had scheduled initially. I could finish my work, I could put all this to an end.
Or you could save lives now.
Yes, and have to wait uncounted centuries, likely well beyond my own lifespan, to have another chance at this.
Hmm. What do you believe fate has in store for you? Do you truly think that your work will fix all of this?
I do not just believe, I know.
He said the thing.
He knows!
Flip it!
He knows! He's in nowhere to be! Oh, I get it now! Oh, I get the title! Wow, that's very interesting. Oh, fuck you, Soon. I don't... I'm with nowhere to be now!
Strikes you down.
Forget all my faith!
My god.
Well,
By the way, Raul, you're just like standing there as this big ass elephant is talking to you.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fucking huge.
If you don't know what a Luxodon is, it's a humanoid elephant.
Oh yeah, no, I'm familiar.
It's just
Well.
I can describe your character now, because I forgot
Right.
to mention that. Yeah.
Leos is a large Luxodon. Sorry. He is currently wearing decorative metal armor that doesn't actually provide any real defense. And he is covered in small bits of like scripture and small. He has one main holy artifact around his neck, which is of course the glowing sun. He has a large mace at his side that glows, and across his body you can see light scarring for however long he's been living. Just existing has scarred him. He is a well-lived person. And he is currently not crouching down to talk to you. He is standing at his full height looking down upon you.
Which is
I believe 8 foot something. Let me look real quick. Yes. I think I put it at exactly 8 feet.
man, you're shorter. You're shorter than Serena Vaughn. Fuck.
Yep. Well,
Bruh,
I'm
she
stocky.
is a dommy mommy, bro.
Yeah, no, she's like 2 people stacked on top of each other. A spider and a person.
Secretly, no, that's Layers Blackweb. My vampire lady is. Serena.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ah.
Secretly, Lady Vaughn is just 2 halflings in a trench coat.
Sorry,
Sorry, in a bodice. Anyways, continue.
Well,
My bad.
Well, if you believe and know, as you say, that you have information that could save more people than what is here, I believe you. Partially. If this fails, I will be very angry, we'll say.
I will say this, Raul. At this point, a small eagle, that almost, actually no, a small pseudo-dragon of white color with blue eyes, flies in through the watchtower and down into the temple and lands on your shoulder, and you hear Sedekar. Raul, my friend, nowhere to be. Thog and I have, procured a ship and are about to head out. If you want to join us, we can make it to Agaburst, though I don't know if we'll make it in time for this solstice you keep talking about. After all, none of us are captains or know how to steer a ship or whatnot. That's why we hired Blackwater, but he's not here anymore.
I have a tool.
How dare you?
It should accelerate our travel somewhat, but there is an alternative that requires that we deal with the captain once again.
I don't think that's gonna be a choice for Thog and I here. And you hear the sudden sounds of bells ringing down from the small town beneath you. So I'll say this: if you want to join in, you should get to the docks in about 10 minutes. Because they may be after our lives right now.
Mate. Are there any men taking shelter here that know how to work a ship?
Maybe the tentacled fellow?
Tentosi? No.
Yeah.
They did mention ships, but they kept mentioning the cosmos and ships, but you're not sure what that fucking means.
Hey, many ship captains are crazy. I was considered crazy once. And
Crazy
then
once.
when
I was crazy twice. They locked me in a rubber room.
The knowing tests me every day.
The knowing just whispers to you, hey, no, I'm just fucking with
Oh my god.
you.
If you truly believe that I know what I'm doing, then I'm afraid we must make haste. We will have to abandon everything here. Whether or not you agree with me, I am leaving. And I'm leaving with that thing behind me. Points over to Clara.
As you point over, she's just...
Right.
On the topic, he's gonna go scoop her into his bag of holding.
While he's doing that,
Roll me an athletics check.
Why is
I
there
wanna
what?
Just roll me an athletics check.
Okay.
I want to search.
Also, just your passive perception, I assume it's pretty high, like 15 or something, Raul.
My passive perception is flat.
Oh. Well, as
Mine's
you
14.
go ahead and tell me what it is, Raul. What'd you roll?
Oh, right. Sorry. That is a 15.
She is a dense motherfucker in two ways. But you manage to pick her up, and as you do, you put her into your bag, and her rapier clings on the floor. As you go down to reach towards it, you remember the rapier getting hit by that, by the bismuth that was growing off of Midi's machine at one point. And you look down to see what's happened with it, and the entire rapier almost has this shimmer of iridescence upon it. And as you look at it, and like you pick it up on its leather hilt for a second, it's like the rapier almost is vibrating through time. And it's like the rapier doesn't, the actual sword doesn't exist for you, as it almost is pulling your hand to the right and left, almost like a magnet.
I don't know if that's safe to put in there.
I mean, when she was sleeping, it wasn't happening. When she was holding on to it.
I don't think it likes me. I get the weird feeling. Shit. I do not know if it is safe to take this.
So,
Don't.
before we continue here, I just want to let you know, as the DM, I have prepared an entire storyline for the Blackwater Island. So if you wish to just completely abandon that storyline, any possible treasures you may get from it, I am fine with you doing so. I just want you to be aware. I have prepared a storyline for you, and if you guys do not want to follow it, there's less prepared.
I mean, I got a place to be before a certain time, and, you know, I mean, from a purely in character standpoint, he's not gonna stick around, but if you absolutely feel that it would be better for us to do so, I can...
As a DM,
it's cool.
I would appreciate it, but we will let... I like to give creative freedom to my characters and their players. So I will say, if you wish to leave, there are going to be some skill checks required of you, and how the dice land will tell the story. Remember, I don't fudge dice rolls. I do sometimes be like, you're close enough so you succeed, or you're close enough that you fail. So it really depends on how you guys are doing, and I will try not to fudge the DCs as much, or muddle them, I should say, not fudge. So just be prepared for some checks if you're going to try to leave. Because remember, this is a pirate boss, and her most of her army are here.
Yep.
Most of the ships are heavily damaged, mind you, including, actually, the captain's ship, which is was nearly destroyed when the chains pulled it and broke it on the wall. So, her ship is not accessible to her. So, big ship is out of order.
I'm hearing.
Well, this may change your mind, because I forgot to mention this. There are these large spiders that are like 15 feet tall that just prod the area of the wall, like they crawl on the side of this dam-like wall to keep check on the docks to an extent. So if that changes your mind, that's fine. If not, I forgot to mention this as well, because I did mention this multiple times. There are a few displacer beasts that are used as beasts of labor here. So, yeah, pretty dangerous creatures.
The main thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have the wind tube, which should give us more than enough speed as soon as I'm on the ship to blast the fuck out of here.
Tube of the Emerald Wind, and once again, you are a mile off of the sea, by the way. They winched up the ships a mile with chains. So, first you either have to let it down, or somehow make it so when it falls a mile, it doesn't break or cover the ship in water.
What I'm hearing is the mild threat of a TPK, but like a fun TPK where we fight like waves of spider people and displacer beasts.
Yeah.
Man,
and you're only at 2 players strong. The party at 100% strength versus 99% strength.
Oh my god.
We've never been strong enough for any of these fights because only 2 people arrive at the same time.
Honestly,
God.
I have prepared the fights for an entire party, and you guys are like, and shit just happens where you guys can't fucking make it. So,
okay.
I am not scared of the TPK. There's a high probability of the TPK, but I'm not scared.
Alright, so, really, really weird, obscure, alternative idea that may or may not actually work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, all I have to do, right, is in some way catch the attention of a planar creature. Right?
Okay, so like an angel or a devil, yes.
Maybe something that is trying to enforce the laws of magic or something.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Something, I don't know. I probably have enough tools in my arsenal to violate some kind of code of international wizard conduct.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Clara did that in like the second session of this campaign.
Yeah, it's clearly not very hard if she can do it, and even then, maybe I just need to dump her back out of the sack and fucking violently shake her enough until she fucks up. In any
That's
case,
the backgrounds works.
I catch their attention, and I maybe risk having to multi-class into Warlock. If you get what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh, bruh.
If I have to strike a deal with a planar creature for this shit, God willing, I fucking will.
Alright,
God may not be willing, but universe willing. I don't know.
That's a last-ditch effort, mind you. So,
Last-ditch effort. One more question before I reach a decision.
Because you're still holding this shaking rapier, by the way.
I'm gonna set it down.
As you set down on the ground to stop shaking.
Okay, so... The Pirate Queen, right?
Captain Laris Blackweb, yes.
Yeah. So, she specifically said she could get us to Agaverse faster than any ship. Is that in reference to her own ship being, like, giga fast, or something else?
Her ship was about twice as fast as yours when it was at full speed, but you're not sure what she meant by that. You're not sure, because this entire land, you could feel heavy resonance of magic, and you get the feeling the magic is a magical burst is what probably caused the erosion of the continent as a whole at one point. And I'll say just your general knowledge of history as well. Captain Laris Blackweb is over 1,000 years old. She was a Navy member of Blackwater when it was its own continent kind of thing, though it was hated by many people because many Drow lived here. And she was a fearsome admiral. Like, she very rarely lost any battles. And she is known as a pirate lord of the Mithril Sea, and has been able to duke blows between her crew and Captain Stormbeard, one of the most fierce pirates in the World Sea.
Okay.
In fact, Oradon, the city you came from, they're not afraid of her as a pirate because she stays where she is. She doesn't really plunder too much. They are more afraid of people angering her, which is one of the reasons you feel at this point now, knowing all of this, why they closed the docks so people wouldn't go out for dangers of pirates.
With all this in mind, she probably has some way to get us the fuck out of here. She's very old, she's been doing this for a long time, and I imagine at least someone out there had to have some kind of teleportation item in some way.
Possibly.
So,
we do know Tentussi has it, but Tentussi at this moment, just from the knowledge you have gained, does not seem willing to leave at the moment. And also, Tentussi does not know anything about this world, to your knowledge. They have mentioned that to you multiple times, so they would not be able to teleport. Yeah.
She just has a helm of teleportation.
Out of character, she would not be able to teleport to Agaburst because she is not familiar with it at all. Like, she has heard you mention it, and that is all that she has heard.
Okay, well, I'll go fucking steal the damn thing if I have to. Fuck.
Out of character, it is a helmet of teleportation, but we are flavoring it that it is part of her mind in her skull.
Shit. Okay, well, in that case, never mind on that.
Your character knows that she has abilities to do that, but at the moment, to your knowledge, she does not seem willing to partake in it, and you don't know if she knows of Agaburst. You're pretty sure she doesn't.
I mean, at this point, if we can just teleport back to the mainland, if I can acquire the services of someone who can take us to Agaburst instantaneously, that is also an option.
You do know Barnabas, a powerful mage, is opening his place in Oridon, but you're not too... You've bought some stuff from him, but you're not too friendly with him.
Oh boy. Okay. Every little path that I've identified here has to do with some kind of incredibly costly bargain that will scar me for years to come. The options, henceforth. I could try and piss off and then subsequently persuade some extraplanar being to get us the fuck out of here. I could gamble on fucking Laris Blackwater and hoping to God that she is both willing and has something to get us out of here, and I guess I probably also need something she wants. Maybe the tube, but I feel like she has items of equivalent or even greater power to the tube. And finally, I could fucking get the tentacle lady to get us the fuck out of here, and then hopefully make a deal with either Barnabas or some other wizard.
Hey, Raul, look in the speak channel.
Yeah, that's very real. I'm not gonna lie.
So, if anybody's watched The Hangover, I put the Zach Galifianakis counting cards, and I put Raul right now.
Oh my god. So like, oh yeah, another
an elephant and a cow and a mysterious mage walk into a church.
This is a weird bit.
I mean, I guess I could also get on the ship and just hope the tube carries us to safety in time, but that does not seem likely at all. I don't know if...
I will mention none of the ships, by the way, are airships, so you'd either be trying to winch them down or possibly blowing them off the side of a mile-high wall.
That's also... yeah, that is also not great.
Yeah.
Does not sound like the best risk. I mean, I have Featherfall and I have it prepared, but I don't know how much that's gonna help.
I will say it can only be cast on creatures, I believe.
Yeah, no. I more so said that in the hopes that the ship will survive the fall, which is not likely.
True.
So I think one of the...
Let's do this. Take a 5-minute break to think about what you want to do. Go to the bathroom, get water, whatever you need to do, and then we'll be back, okay?
Alright.
Should I have a prepared backup character?
Yes.
Probably.
Anyway,
gotcha. Understood.
No, if you guys die, it's TPK, and that's the end of the story.
Should I prepare a character for the next thing?
We'll go over that if you guys die. And
Gotcha.
we can do a session of creating characters. Anyway,
Yay!
I'm gonna stop the recording and then start it back up when we come back.